Was it just one of those games, just a lot of self-inflicted wounds? How frustrating is that as a quarterback?
Yeah, a lot of self-inflicted wounds, but man, it's just tough. I'm a bad loser for sure. But I mean, we gotta put it behind us, learn from it. And there's a bunch of stuff we want back, but shoot, most importantly, I want a lot of things back that I got to be better, and we'll be better. Just got to make corrections. So.
Dillon, on third down, you guys were 4 of 13 tonight, and nothing over 3 yards was converted. What do you attribute that to?
Just not executing. You got to, stay on the field on third downs and move the chains. I felt we did a good job, getting into plus territory, and then, just got in tough spots behind the chains, and third downs you got to move it, and you got to make a play. So, just things we want back, things that are really close, but shoot, things we just got to be better at.
How frustrating was it because you come through last week with good communication, not a bunch of pre-snap penalties, and then at home you have them.
Yeah, I just gotta be better at that. I mean, the name, not necessarily. I think just the name of the game is you can't get behind the chains. You got to convert on third downs. You got to score when you're in the red zone, and that's just offensively. But you got to be super efficient because the margin of error is not very huge if you want to win a bunch of games. And I mean, in those three categories, we just weren't the best. So, yeah.
Brent, Dillon, when he was in here, said you did enough to win. We need to give him more help. How would you react to that?
Shoot, I mean, personally, I'd argue, we got to put up more points and put ourselves in position where, we complement one another, on offense and defense. And it starts with me. I touch the ball every play, so, I take that as a huge responsibility on my end and just got to be better at it. So.
Dillon, you mentioned stuff that you guys would like back. What's at the top of your list for that tonight?
Of course, the mental errors or the pre-snap penalties or getting behind the chains, completing some balls and throws that I want back. I mean, there's a bunch, but got to correct it, got to be better. I got to make the necessary changes so we can be better. So.
As an offense with those pre-snap penalties, what does that look like to make sure that's corrected by the next time you roll out next week?
Just communicating well, being louder on my end, but also, pre-snap, just making sure we're all good and communicated, feet set. Everyone's dialed into, the pre-snap communication. And then from then, just making good decisions, post-snap. But it's tough when you hurt yourself pre-snap, naturally.
You guys go so quickly. You mentioned, communicating louder.
Yep.
Was there more noise on the field tonight? I mean, the PA guy was doing some different things.
Not necessarily. Like I said, it's just things you got to be better at. You got to be just more detail, more tuned into it because of, the margin of error. Not letting there's 11 guys on the field moving real fast, and being able to communicate at a high level is important. And we just got to all be on the same page with that pre-snap. So.
A couple weeks ago, Marvin talked about when he broke open for a long touchdown. He said, when you're that open, you've got all this time to think about that ball coming at you, and it's really tough. It's a lot harder than people think to catch that football. From a quarterback's perspective, what's that like? To see that receiver and go, don't overthrow him, don't underthrow him. You got to put it right on.
I think it's all situationally based. What's going on the field? Whether pressure in your face or a guy's just wide open. You got a good pocket and you deliver a ball. It's really situational. But for the most part, you got to take advantage of those opportunities when you do. So I think it can be tough. Not overthinking it, but just doing what we do and making sure we dial it in. So.
Dillon, I was watching you walk off the field after the game, and it looked like you were carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Is that how you are after games that go like tonight went?
Yeah, I love my team, and I know how much we put into this thing, and shoot, I take it as a huge responsibility on my end, and I know I touch the ball every single play, and a lot of guys are looking at me and relying on me. So I want to be that rock. I want to be that person that they can look to, and most importantly believe in. So I'm big on that. I'm not just saying that. It's just I'm about that and love my guys. So.
You said there were some things you wish you had back. Are there any specific throws right now you can think of that you'd like to have back? Anything specific?
Yeah, a bunch of throws, on fourth down, just being a little more accurate on that. Felt like we were really close on a third down to Marv. A lot of third downs just really close, to completing it, but just a little high here or outside there, and just wanting to put it where I want to put it. And, at the end of the day, I didn't, so I got to be better at that. And felt like I was in the right spot, but like I said, just got to make the play. So,
Dillon, on some of the when you do miss high, is some of that from pressure that you have to get it over, and you're trying to find windows, or
just trying to find windows, but also, shoot, sometimes you just point blank miss it, and it ain't a good feeling. But I got to be better at that, and make sure we find ways to move the chains. Make sure we find ways to be in manageable third downs, and not get behind the chains, so it's not as difficult of a third down. And then potentially being on the plus side of the field, going for it on fourth. So just dialing that in and being extra critical on those situations.
Not the start that you wanted for the conference play, but what gives you the confidence that you guys can still accomplish everything that you want to for the season?
Felt like we also did some good things moving it. In the minus side of the field and getting to a good spot. But just, it's fixable things. We just got to make the plays here and there. Guys are open, and guys, we just, like I said, got to make those plays and find ways to move the chains so we can have a chance to score. Even on the in the red zone or tight zone, in those fourth down situations, just finding a way to get it.
When you go through a game like this, you have a lot of positives that happen. You spread the ball around. Eric ran the ball really well. What happens between now and when you hit the practice field that kind of, I don't know how much you think of all the things that went wrong, but when you break down the film, you start learning those things. Your teammates start learning those things. What's that process kind of like, getting back from now to the practice field?
Well, just tomorrow being super critical. We know we're not going to ever play perfect, but finding every little thing that you could have done better to, help the team win, and then, just making that a point of emphasis. If it's my eyes, if it's my feet, if it's my progression, just continue to be really dialed into that, and then, just being better at it, point blank. You got to, and I said this a bunch, but it always comes down to pre-snap penalties, not getting behind the chains, converting on third downs, and then scoring in the red zone. Got to be efficient in all three of those.
Do you think for most guys that third quarter is going to be tough to kind of break down because you come out with the football, you get so much momentum on every drive, and there was just a breakdown somewhere along the way?
Exactly. Those are things we'll look at, and just got to find ways to fix it and be better, not just, watch it and see, maybe if we, just got to be really critical of it and see, look ourselves in the mirror and see how each one of us could have done better.
You did a good job of staying on schedule last week. Is there something different about putting an extra emphasis all week on the communication things, knowing it was a road environment, that you can roll into this week to button that down?
I think we, always put it as a point of emphasis, just didn't execute it, and because of how fast we move and how fast we want to play, you got to have that as a point of emphasis, but we just didn't execute it on our part. So that's why, it's a little tough now sitting here, but we just got to continue, ingraining it in us and trying to be better at the little things, because that truly added up for us.
You struck a really strong presence within this team since you arrived. Did you turn that up even more now after a loss? Are you more assertive, or do you carry on like you've been and just have guys fall in line?
I'm gonna continue to be myself, but personally, I'm not a good loser at any sort. I hate losing, point blank, but I'm gonna be desperate. I'm gonna be, straining just to find ways to, be better on my end. And on the way, I'm gonna be pushing guys because I know they'll do the same. So, luckily we got a lot of mature guys in there that want to stick together, are sticking together, and makes my job easier. But like I said, I think we all know, we each got to be better individually.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.